This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we discussed about operators and scanner class. The main use of going with scanner class is to accept the user input. To accept the user input, we use scanner class. Okay, I'll just elaborate once again when we go with the programs. Now, in today's class, let us go with the next one, control statements. Up to now, whatever the programs we have written, like rectangle program, student program, or item program, every line of the code is getting executed. Every line of the program is getting what? Executed. Now we want to execute these statements only when the condition is true. We want to execute some set of statements only when the condition is false. We want to execute the set of statements repeatedly for some number of times. That means you want to control the flow of execution of program. That is the place where we go for control statements, right? So you can say these statements are used to control the flow of execution of program. We are having some types like if statement, even you can say if else statement, while loop, do while loop, for loop, break and continue, right? So today we'll discuss about if statement and switch statement. Let us initially go with if statement. If statement, or you can even say if else. The main use of if statement is it is used to execute set of statements when the condition is true. If the condition is false, it will execute the statements present in else part. You can see it is used to execute the set of statements when the condition is true. If the condition is false, it will execute the set of statements present in else part. Let me elaborate this using the syntax. We use the keyword if and we go with a condition. Then open and close curly braces. If this condition is true, we'll execute the set of statements like statement 1, statement 2, like that, statement n. Else, again it's a keyword. We'll go with a set of statements like statement 1, statement 2, like that, statement n. In this one, if this condition is true, this set of statements will get executed. And if this condition is false, this set of statements will get executed. Now, let us go with some points on if statement. For if, else is optional. Means whenever we write if, should we write here else compulsory? No, syntactically it is optional. But for else, if is mandatory. When you write else, there should be period if compulsory. So without if, we cannot write else. So for else, if is mandatory. If curly braces are not used. What are curly braces? In this one, after if we are using open and close curly brace, else also we are using open and close curly brace. It represents the set of statements here. Means where it begins, where it ends. Now, if you are not using curly brace, then what will happen is, if curly braces are not used, then it considers only one statement. Curly braces are not used, then it considers only one statement. Means for one statement, using curly brace is optional. For having only one statement, using curly brace is what? Optional. Let me elaborate this with an example. If you take two numbers like n1 equal to 10, n2 equal to 5. Out of these two numbers, integers n1, n2, we want to know which is bigger. So we have to compare. How to compare? If n1 greater than n2, if the condition is true, if the value of n1 is greater than n2, then we'll print SOP, means system.out.println, to display the message or value of variables on screen. So in the document, I'm using shortcut SOP. Then here we'll say big equal to the value of n1. Else we'll write in SOP big equal to the value of n2. Now, based on the values of n1 and n2, 10 greater than 5, the condition is true, then it will execute this statement big equal to, it's going to print value of n1. So which is going to print here big equal to 10. Big equal to what? 10. Since there is only one statement under if and else, using curly brace is what? Optional. Now, if you take the same example, to make n2 as 15, n2 value is 15, 10 greater than 15, condition false. False means comes to else part, it is going to print big equal to the value of n2, which is 15 for us. Right? So condition true means this statement, condition false means this statement. Clear all of you? Any questions? Clear, Dilip?
Instead of using plus n1 in the statement to add the values of n1, what are the other operators can we use, like
No,
to
this
add
plus
the value
symbol,
of 10?
yeah, this plus symbol in Java indicates it's a concatenation symbol. Concatenation symbol means joining. So whenever you want to join message and variable value, in Java we use plus symbol. In Java we use what symbol? Plus symbol. It's a syntax rule. It's not adding here. It's not
Okay.
adding, it's a concatenation symbol here. So in other programming languages like C, we use comma, no? But in
Yeah.
Java we use plus symbol here. Plus symbol.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So plus is not addition here. Concatenation symbol, what we call joining
Okay.
symbol. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Now let us go with some examples using if statement. Write a program. WAP means write a program to check whether the given number is even or odd. Check whether the given number is even or odd. Now, when can you say a number is even? When can we say a number is even? What are even numbers?
If it is divisible by 2.
Very good. If the numbers are divisible by 2, they are even, else odd. Then how to know whether it is divisible by 2? If you take any number, if you divide with 2, the remainder should be 0.
0.
The remainder is what? 0. So which operator is used to give the remainder?
Percentage.
Percentile, modulus symbol. We call modulus percentile symbol. Now, let us write the code. Refer program even odd. Now, so where we are writing the program? In Eclipse. Open Eclipse. Let me close these files. Right click and say close all. There. In our Eclipse, we have created a project, my project. Just whenever you want to create a new Java program, just we have to say like this. Right click on project and say new class. Right click on project, new class. Then I'm going with the class name even odd with main method. Then finish.
So I have a question regarding Eclipse. So if
Right.
I make a project can I do it both front end and back end all together?
Yes,
Okay, sounds good.
front
Thank
and back end, everything we can do together, but it is not possible with a simple Java project. We need to
you.
go it as a
Okay.
web project we have to use. So for that, we'll be discussing when we come to advanced Java. Okay,
Okay.
Shetal. Right. Yeah. So to run a Java program, what we require, main method inside and say finish. Yeah. So it's going to create a class even out with main method inside. Now, whenever we want to accept input from user, so in this program, what we want to accept? A number from user. So whenever we want to accept some data from user, in Java, we use a predefined class scanner. In Java, what class we use? Scanner. Scanner is a predefined class, S capital. Some object name equal to new scanner means we have to create object of class scanner. Whenever we want to use some input from user, we have to create object of its class scanner. How to create objects? I said class name, some object name equal to new class name. Since we should read data from keyboard, so system.in we have to pass like argument. System.in means keyboard. So already we discussed it in the last class on this. Now, see we are getting error. So what we need to do? Since scanner is a class, belongs to java.util package, above the class what we should write? Import java.util.scanner. So import means we are informing that go to Java folder, under that subfolder util and take the class scanner. So more about import, packages, everything I'm going to discuss once we come to object oriented. So like a mockup, you remember we have to import like this and we have to create object of scanner class like this. So more about on this we'll discuss once we start with object oriented. Now go with the message to the user. Go with the message. How to display messages? System.out.println, enter a number. We'll say int n equal to s dot next int. Since n is of type integer, by using scanner class object, we have to call which method? Next int. So by using object of scanner, using dot operator, we have to call next int. So this is the way to read input from user in Java. Then, once we accept this number, now we have to check whether this number is divisible by 2 or not, like this. If n mod 2, when you divide the number by 2, if the remainder is 0, then display the message even. Else means what? If the condition is false, we'll display the message. Run the program, right click and say run as Java application. In the console screen, it will ask you, in the console screen, this is output screen, it will ask you enter a number. We'll say now 4. So when you take the number as 4, what is 4 mod 2? 4 divided by 2 is 0. Remainder is 0. 0 equal to 0, condition is true. It is going to display what message? Even to us. It's displaying message even. If you run the code again, you can even click on this green color symbol, run. Even if you click here, it's going to run. It will ask for number. We'll say 5. What is 5 mod 2? 1. 1 equal to 0? No. Comes to else part and displays what message to us? Odd here. Right? So whenever you want to check condition, based on condition, if you want to execute the statements, we go with this if statement. Clear all of you? Any questions? Right. Now let us move to the next concept here. Nested if. Nested if. What is nested if is? If within if is called as nested if. If within if is called as what? Nested if. So when you want to check more number of conditions, we go with nested if. The syntax is, we use the keyword if and we check a condition. To elaborate easily, let me say condition 1. If condition 1 is true, we'll execute some set of statements. Else means condition 1 is false. Since condition 1 is false, it is coming to else part, and again we check the condition here. If, again we go with condition 2. If condition 2 is true, we'll execute some set of statements. Else means even condition 2 is false. Again we check condition 3. Like that goes on. Condition 3. If condition 3 is true, we'll execute some set of statements. Like that, we'll move on. Else, if condition n, if condition n is true, we'll execute some set of statements. Else, we'll execute some set of statements. Let me elaborate again. So here, if condition 1 is true, this set of statements will get executed. If condition 1 is false, comes to else part and checks one more condition, condition 2. If condition 2 is true, these statements will get executed. Like that, it's going to check the conditions. When all conditions are false, it will come to last else and execute the statements of last else. So when it will come to last else statements, when all conditions are false here. Now, let me elaborate this with the example codes. Write a program to check whether a given number is positive, negative, or 0. When can we say a number is positive?
Greater than 0.
Greater than 0. If the number is greater than 0, we say positive. Else we'll check for negative. If number less than 0, negative. If not positive and not negative, if it is not positive,
Equal to
if it is
0. Then
positive and not even negative, then we'll say directly without comparing 0. Let us write the code. Number, open Eclipse. Whenever you want to create a new Java program, right click on project name, say new class. We'll go with the class name as check number with main method inside. Create object of scanner is equal to new scanner, connect to keyboard. We are getting error. So to remove this error, we have to write import above the class. So here, instead of typing, you can even keep mouse pointer on this error, and you can see the option import scanner. If you just click here, the respective import will happen automatically. Go with the message, enter a number, we'll say int n equal to s dot next int. After accepting number, now we have to compare. If our given number is greater than 0, if this condition is true, we'll display the message positive. Else means, can we say directly negative? No, because it may be 0 also. That's the reason again we have to compare. If the number less than 0, the number less than 0 will display negative. Else indicates the number is not positive and even not negative. If not positive, not negative, so without comparing, directly we can say 0. Right? Run this piece of code, save it, and run this. It will ask for a number. If we'll say 5 greater than 0, it will go with the message positive. If you run the code again, if you say -5, so this condition is false, comes to else part and checks here -5 less than 0 s, then it's going to display negative. Then if you run the code again, if you say 0, So 0 greater than 0, no. Else 0 less than 0, no. Come to else part and displace the last one, 0. Clear all of you this code? Any questions? One more example. Write a program to find the biggest of even three numbers. To take three numbers like n1, n2 and n3, when can we say n1 is big? When can we say n1 is big?
If
If
n1
both the
is
N1.
bigger than n2 and n3.
Very good. If n1 is greater than n2 as well as even n3, we say n1 is big. Similar way, when can we say n2 is big? If n2 is greater than n1 as well as n3, we'll say n2 is big. And if you know that n1 is not big and n2 also not big, you know that n1 is not big and n2 also not big, then without comparing we can say n3 is big. Let us go with the code big3 dot jump. Open Eclipse. Let me close these files. Right click and say close all. Now right click on project and say new class big3. Main method inside. Then create object of scanner. Lead to keyboard. Now we want to import scanner. What to do? We are having keyboard shortcut. The keyboard shortcut is Control Shift O. Control Shift O will take care of importing the packages. Shortcut to import packages. What is that? We have to press on our keyboard Control Shift key, then O. Go with the message. Enter three numbers. We'll say int n1 equal to h dot next int, n2 equal to s dot next int, int n3 equal to s dot next int. We have accepted three numbers from user. Now we have to compare. If the value of n1 is greater than n2 and double and symbols, and if the value of n1 greater than n3. So this is one condition, this is one condition. So whenever you want to join the conditions, we use what? Logical operators like AND. When we use AND, both the conditions should be true. If both the conditions are true, then only the entire condition will become true. So if n1 greater than n2 and even n1 greater than n3, will display the message big equal to the value of n1. Else indicates n1 is not big, right? If n1 is big, it would have printed here only. Since n1 is not big, you are coming to else, means we are left out with how many numbers now? Two numbers. So just to compare, if n2 greater than n3, that's enough. We need not compare n2 with n1 again. Even if you compare, it's not a mistake, but not required. So if n2 greater than n3, will display big equal to the value of n2. Else means n1 is not big and even n2 also not big. That's the reason you are coming to else. So without comparing, we can say big equal to the value of n3. Right? Now, so when we run, you provide the values like 12, 18, and 16, it's going to pull out the biggest value. Any order. If you run again, if you say 18, 16, 12, it's going to print biggest value, first one. Now, if you run 25, 67, 89, it's going to print the third value, 89. Right? Clear all of you? Any questions? So at the end, I'll even provide the assignments. If you do that, you will be totally clear with if. Let us move to the next control statement, switch statement. When to think of switches, it is used to choose an option among the given set of options. It is used for what? To choose an option among the given set of options. Like example, when you go to ATM machine, you can find some options like mini statement, withdraw, balance inquiry, pin change, like that. Out of that options, how many options can we choose at one time?
One at a time.
Only one, right? We can choose only one option. So such type of cases we go for switch. You can see it is mainly used for menu driven applications. Mainly used for what type of applications? Menu driven applications. The syntax is we use the keyword switch and we go with an expression. Expression. Open and close curly brace. Again, we have to use a keyword case. Option 1. Option 1 colon symbol means if the value of expression is matching with our option 1 value, then we'll execute the statements present under option 1. Once we execute the statements of one option, if you don't want to go to other options, we'll use the keyword break. So break is used to come out of switch. Similarly, case option 2 statements under option 2 break. Case option 3 statements under option 3 break, like that. Case option n statements under option n break. We're adding one more keyword default statements under default. Now, let me elaborate once again. If the value of expression is matching with option 1, it will execute the statements of option 1 comes out using break. If the value of expression is matching with option 3, it will execute the statements of option 3 comes out using break. If the expression value is matching with option n, it will execute the statements of option n comes out using break. If expression is not matching, if expression is not matching with any one of the options, if it is not matching with any one of the options, then it will execute the statements present in what? Default. So when it goes to default, when expression is not matching with any one of the options. What is the use of break? To come out of switch. If break is not used, what is going to happen? If break is not used, now let us suppose if expression is matching with option 1, it will execute the statements of option 1. Since no break, it will even execute the statements of option 2. Since no break, it will even execute the statements of option 3, and when it says break comes out. So if break is not used, it will just go to the statements of other options until it says break. Let me document this. Points on statement. If expression is not matching with any one of the options, then it will execute the statements presenting default. It will go to the statements present in default. Should we write here a default compulsory or optional? Is default compulsory or optional? It is optional. Default is optional. Should we write default only at the last, or can we write default anywhere in between the cases? So is it syntactically correct using default in between the cases? Yes, it is. Yes, no problem at all. So generally we write default at last, but even we can write default anywhere in between the cases. So default can be anywhere in between the or options, anything you can say. Generally we write at the last. One more important point, break is used to come out of switch. If break is not used, then it will execute the statements, present in other options until it says break. Very important point. Expression. What is expression? This one, what you pass it to switch. Expression should be of type integer. We can even pass byte data type, short data type, and even char also. So because of implicit casting, these data types can be converted into integer. Right? Already I discussed it in the last class about implicit casting. Casting means converting one data type into another data type. Then from Java 7 version, expression can be of type string. From Java 7, this expression can be even what type? String type. Like example, if you take string like item equal to something like monitor. String item equal to monitor. Now you can check here. Switch of item. Case monitor. You can say in SOP monitor. Case keyboard. In SOP we can write keyboard. Case mouse. In SOP we can write mouse like this. So this is possible. This passing expression as a string. This is possible from which version? From Java 7 version. Clear these points, all of you? Any questions? So today we'll go with a basic example on switch, and in tomorrow's class we'll go with one more very good example in loops and a realistic application we'll discuss in tomorrow's class using switch. Now let us go with an example code. Write a program to accept two numbers and display the following options. Means menu. Options are like 1 add, 2 subtract, 3 multiply, 4 divide. Display result based on the user choice. We want to display the result based on user choice. Like example, if you take number 1 as 20, number 2 as 10. My first number is 20 and second number is 10. Now, if my user choice after accepting two numbers will display the menu to the user. So the user has to choose the option like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Now, if my choice value is 1, means add, then what should be the value of result here? What should be the value of result?
30.
30, right? We should add 2 numbers. So the result is 30. If you take 2 numbers like 20 and 10, and if my choice is 3 means what? Multiply. 3 means multiply. So we have to multiply these 2 numbers. Then result should be 200. If my 2 numbers are 20 and 10, and if my choice is 8, do you have an option 8 here? No. So there is no option 8 over here. Then we have to display the message invalid choice. We have to display what message to the user? Invalid choice. Let us write the complete code. Calculator.java, a basic calculator application. Open Eclipse. Right click on project names in new class, calculator with main method inside. Create object of scanner, connect to keyboard. Now let us see one more way of importing java.util package now. So just create object of scanner and go with the message, enter 2 numbers. Now see how I am doing. When I write here int n1 equal to s dot, by after object if you say s dot, use the method next int and press enter key. If you just press enter key, see the respective import is happening automatically. This is not only for scanner class. Any class you take in Java, by using object of class, if you access the members of class, the respective imports will happen automatically. Int equal to s dot next int. After accepting these 2 numbers, now we have to display the menu to the user. So go with the menu. In SOP system.out.println, 1 means add, 2 means subtract, 3 multiply, 4 divide. Without displaying menu, the user won't have idea what to choose. So we have to display menu to the user. Then now go with the message, enter your choice. So the user may enter 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or any other number that we store it into ch variable. The choice we are storing into ch variable. Now check the value of ch. Which of ch? Case 1 means add. So what I should do? Take a variable result and say n1 plus n2. So we are using a variable result, so declare it. So when any variable we are using in the program, we have to declare it. Now result equal to n1 plus n2. After adding, I don't want to go to other options, so we'll say break. Case 2, result equal to n1 minus n2. Case 3, result equal to n1 into n2. Case 4, result equal to n1 by n2. Default means if the user is going with the choice other than 1 to 4, it will go to default and will go with the message invalid choice. Then now once we come out of switch, display the value present in result variable. Result equal to the value of result. Now observe, we are getting error under result variable. In line number 24, under result we are getting error because if my choice is 8, then there is no option 8 here. Then when you are displaying result value, what value of result it has to print? Since there is no valid result, what value it has to print? See the error message. See the message here. The local variable result may not have been initialized. What do you mean by local variable? Main is a method. Inside a method, if you declare any variables, we call them as local variables. If you are having a local variable, without having any value, and if you are trying to use that variable with no value, then it goes with error. So initialize the local variable with 0. Now see when we run, last part of the numbers, we'll say 20 and 10. It will go with the options. 1 means add, 2 subtract, 3 multiply, 4 divide. If you go with option 1, it will say result as 30. If you run the code again, if you take 20 and 10, and if my option is 3, means multiply, result is 200. 20 into 10, 200. If I run the code again, if I say 20 and 10, if my option is like 8, it will say invalid choice. After displaying invalid choice, I don't want to display this message. We don't want to come to this message. Then what we have to do is, after displaying invalid choice, we don't want to continue with remaining piece of code. Then in Java, the solution is to come out is, we have to use the class system with a method exit, and we can pass any integer value. The use of exit method of system classes comes out of program. It's going to come out of what? Program. Now see when we run, exit 20 and 10, my choice is 8, it will display only invalid choice. Clear this code, all of you? Any questions?
No.
No. Now let us remove break here. Let us remove break. My two numbers are 20 and 5. My two numbers are what here? 20 and 5. My choice is 1. My choice is 1. My two numbers are 20 and 5. My choice is 1. Then what is the output of this program now? What is the output of this code?
20, 10, 200, and the case for statement 2.
No, no,
No?
no. Because after coming to case 1, I'm not displaying any result value, right?
Oh.
I'm not printing any value. I'm printing result
Okay.
only once we come out of switch only. Then what is the value of result at the end finally?
So it would be like only the last statement will be printed.
Yeah. So what value of result it's going to print?
20 by 5, 4.
Very good. The answer is what here? 4 here. 4. Here when we run, if we take 20 and 5, and if my choice is 1 also, the result is what here? 4 here. It will exclude the last one only. See here, let me elaborate. We are having the result variable. We are having what? Result variable. Initially the value is 0. Then my two numbers are 20 and 5. My choice is 1. Comes to case 1. The value of result will become what now? 20 plus by 25. So it will just store it into result variable. That's it. It won't print it. Since no break, it will come to case 2 statement also. When it comes to case 2, the value of result will become now 20 minus 5, 15. Since no break, it will come to case 3. The value of result will become 100. Since no break, it will come to case 4. The value of result will become 20 by 5, 4. And when it sees break, comes out and prints the value of result as what here? 4 here. So if no break, it will just go to the statements of other options until it says break. Clear this point, all of you? Right. So please practice this if you are totally new to this programming. We'll do one more good example in tomorrow's class also using switch. Let me go with assignment. Write a program to check whether a given age is major or minor. When can we say age is major? If it is greater than or equal to 18, we'll say major, else minor. Then one important point, if the given age is less than 0, means if you go with a negative value, then display invalid age. Let's go with what? Invalid age. Write a program to find biggest of given three numbers using conditional operator. I have shown how to do using if, same program you have to do using conditional operator. Write a program to accept item number, item name, rate and quantity. Find the price. The formula rate into quantity. I have given this task in the last assignment. Now let me enhance this. After calculating price, we have to calculate discount as follows. How to calculate discount is, if the price value is greater than or equal to 1000 and less than 2000. The price value what we got, if it is greater than or equal to 1000 and less than 2000, then discount is 10% on price. How much discount? 10%. How will you write in the program syntactically? Write the code syntactically. If price greater than or equal to 1000 and again say price less than 2000, discount is 10%, means 10 by 100. Then 10 by 100 is 0.10 into price. Right? So this if condition we can convert like this in the program. If the price is greater than or equal to 2000 and less than 3000, discount is 15% on price. If price greater than or equal to 3000 and less than 5000, discount is 20% on price. If price greater than or equal to 5000, after 5000 whatever it may be, the maximum discount is 25%. Calculate net price. What's the formula? Price minus discount will give net price. That display back to the user, display item number, item name, price, discount and net price. So try to do this one, you will be totally clear with if. Write a program to check whether a given character is oval or consonant. What is the character we accept? We have to check whether it is oval or consonant. So try to use switch statement over here. Right? So this is assignment. So try to do this and submit it. Just you can send the assignment to my email ID and in the subject line, say assignment 2 and attach the files and send it to me. In tomorrow's class, we go with the next control statements, while loop and do while loop. Then after that, one more class, we'll go with for loop, break and continue. So 2 more classes to complete our basics part.